Hey, welcome back to Vintage on Vintage. This is Steve, and today I'm going to share some of my recent pickups. The last 2.5 weeks, I was up with my family at our beach house up in Michigan, and it was kind of a vacation slash work remote kind of thing. And when I'm up there, I always take advantage of going into a couple of the antique stores that I know carry both baseball, football, and basketball cards, just to see what I can find. And I made some pickups, not one really nice pickup, and then a bunch of cheaper pickups that I'm pretty happy with. So I wanted to share them with you. Before I went on vacation, I stopped at my local LCS and I found one card that interests me, and it was this card. It's this 1974 Harmon Killebrew, and I think I paid $8 for this card, and this card is just sweet. Like, centering's really strong, a little off left to right, but really strong. Corners are sharp. Back centering's pretty strong. These cards are harder to find centered well, and just a big Killebrew fan, so I was happy to pick this one up for $8. I jumped all over it. And then in the antique store, I found some football cards I was really excited about. The first is this Mike Curtis. This is a 1969. And I love this set. I love the logos there. Mike Curtis, he was an awesome football player. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. He was a two-time All-Pro, four-time Pro Bowler. Had 25 career interceptions. He was a vicious tackler. And he was big. His big years were 68 through 74, and that's when I started watching football as a kid. It was probably 69, 70, and he was as tough as they came. I remember one time a fan ran out on the field and he was running by him, and Curtis just clotheslined him because he didn't belong on the field. So he was a really good ball player. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. One of the better linebackers I remember growing up. The next card that I picked up was this Bob Lilly, which is another, Bob Lilly is an unbelievable ball player, one of the best defensive tackles of that era. Lilly played he was a 7-time All-Pro. He played in 11 Pro Bowls. And he was on the all-decade, both 1960s and 1970s all-decade team. So I think this card was either $5 or $7. So I was pretty excited to grab the Bob Lilly. And then I'm a Ram fan, and I saw this card out there, Merlin Olsen, and this guy to me was. He was one of my favorite players growing up. I think he was pretty underrated, to be honest with you. He was a 5-time All-Pro, and he played in 14 Pro Bowls. So think about that, 14 Pro Bowls. He was also, like Lilly, all-decade 60s and all-decade 70s team. And then after his football career, he went on to have a really successful both acting career. He was in a couple movies, and he was on Little House on the Prairie, and he was also a football commentator who was very successful for a number of years. So big Merlin Olsen fan. I think he's as good as it gets when it comes to this defensive tackle, and this is kind of a cool card. I love the logos on this year's cards. So. And then I picked up a couple Lance Allworth cards. This one, I believe, is the 1970. No, it's not. It's the 69. This is the 1969 Allworth. Love that Chargers logo. Allworth was a fantastic football player. He was a 6-time All-Pro and played in seven Pro Bowls. This is the 71, and this Allworth is in fantastic condition. It's the corners are pretty sharp. The centering's really good. I was really excited to grab this one. I want to say this one was $7, maybe 8. And look at the condition this thing is in. You know, he was amazing for 7 years. He averaged 1,250 yards a season and 10.5 touchdowns. He was just a fantastic receiver. That I think gets overlooked because he's you know, he played in the 60s and early 70s, but he's as good as you know, with the exception of Jerry Rice. I'm not sure there were too many that were better than him. He could play with any of those guys. And then here's the last card that I picked up, and I showed you a while back. I was able to pick up 1952 Willie Mays Redman without the tab. Well, they also had this Duke Snider Redman with the tab. So this is just a stunningly beautiful card. I was really excited to pick it up. You know, I've told you guys many a times that I am a Dodger fan, and believe it or not, this is the first Duke Snider that I've ever owned. And you know, you can make an argument that outside of Sandy Koufax, he may have had the most successful career as a Dodger. You know, he or Campanella's was cut a little bit short, but Duke Snider, you know, had a monster career for the Dodgers. Hit over 400 home runs, drove in over 1,200 or 1,300 RBIs, scored over 1,250 runs. You know, and for 5 years, from 53 to 57, Duke Snider averaged 116 runs, 41 home runs, 117 RBIs with a 311 batting average. So, you know, it was Duke Snider, Willie Mays, and Mickey Mantle. They were the three stars, right? Willie, Mickey, and the Duke of New York. And this card, I think, is just stunning. I was really excited to pick it up and finally get a Duke Snider in the collection. This one will definitely be going in to get graded. So that's it. Those are my pickups while I was on vacation. Wanted to share them with everybody. You know, love to hear your thoughts on how you think I did with these cards. I appreciate you, as always, taking the time to watch. So stay safe, keep collecting. We'll be back soon to talk. Take care.